Here's how I'm using my 2026 Cousin as a functional planner. This is my third year in the Hobonichi Cousin, and I feel as though I have a good grasp of a system that really works for me. It's mostly a functional planner with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of a seppy touch. So I really love how I've been using it. So the cover is stickers that I got from the Coffee Monsters Co., which is so cute. I love how it turned out. And then the back are more stickers from when I was traveling or whatever else. So this is the bag. I used, again, the same Midori plastic cover on top. At the back, I have a pencil board. I have this little pouch, plastic pouch that I got from Hobonichi as well. I got this last year, so I find this really practical to have at the back. So let's get into how I actually use all of the different parts of the Hobonichi Cousin. For the year at a glance, I'm going back to using it as a habits tracker. So every single month when I do my monthly planning, I sit down and I set the goals that I have for the month ahead, and I figure out what are the habits that are going to support my goals. And then every single day I sit down and I check off the habits. So if you're able to see, I have my habits at the top here. I like to keep it color coded. If I practice the habit, I do a little check mark. If I don't, I do a little cross. And then the little dots are moments where I thought about it and I was conscious of it, but I didn't necessarily do the habit. Or it's things like, if you look here, it's gym and Pilates and treadmill. So these are my three movements that I've been doing. And on days where I'm doing then I don't do my Pilates. So it's kind of like it's not that I didn't do it, it's because I was doing something else. So it's just like a little mental thing for me. Instead of having a check mark and having a cross feels like, oh, I didn't do it. It's just my little way to use my tracker. At the end of the month, I do a quick little reflection of how I'm feeling with my habits, how I'm feeling in my body. This helps me anchor in, you know what, the treadmill is working. You know what, doing gua sha is working. You know what, having a quiet but quick morning routine is helping me. So this helps me kind of make sure, you know what, these are still aligned. These still make sense to me. I don't need to change them. Or if I'm able to see, you know what, I have not been meditating every single day, let's change the goal. Maybe I try to meditate less. Maybe I try to set myself up a little bit better. It just helps me adapt and change my approach to my habits, or just change the habits altogether. The monthly spreads is where I plan the month ahead. I like to get an overview of the month ahead to see what's going on, what appointments do I have, what are the days for garbage pickup, what are some of the birthdays that I want to remember. This just helps me when I do my weekly planning to go between the weekly spread and the monthly spread to see, you know what, this weekend is going to be busy, so make sure the weekend before I try to schedule less. Or if I know that I have an appointment, I can organize like, okay, well, maybe this day I can't go to the gym. I have to make sure I get to the gym on Thursday. So it helps me get an overview of the month ahead. If I have deadlines or things to meet, or when I have a payday, it just helps me get my life organized. And this is what I refer back to when I do my weekly spreads. Now I have a few videos with the Plan With Me where I show you how I do my monthly planning process, but I do create the monthly spread and then the corresponding weekly spreads. It just makes things easier, and I keep it in the same theme. Just keeps things a lot more streamlined in the sense that I don't have to reinvent the wheel and figure out what colors to use and what not. I use the same thing every single month, and then by the time it's the end of the month, I get bored and ready to use a different one. So weekly spreads are kind of the same thing. So at the top, I put my workouts and I track treadmill because I'm trying to progress and do a higher speed. So I'm just making sure, okay, maybe yesterday I did this amount, so today I'm going to increase my speed. Just a way to track my progress. I put in appointments, things I have to get done, payday. At the bottom, I have a space for brain dump of ideas of things that might happen or I'm not sure about. So it's just like a little space for me to just jot things down if need be. And then on the side, as you can see, it's all the same format, copy and paste. It just keeps things a lot more easy to show up and do over and over again. And on the side, I have my to-do list, which I also try to keep as simple and as little as possible, just not to overwhelm myself. Then we have the daily pages. At the beginning of the month, on this empty page in the Hobonichi Cousin, I like to do a life admin page. So I like to write the things I want to get done this month that are a little bit more life and task oriented. So for example, I want to start getting more massages. So my task this month, not necessarily to book a massage, but was to research a massage parlor close to me. It's just a research phase. And that way next month I can book a massage. So it's just breaking down big tasks into smaller ones. For example, this year I want to get a will and testament done. So next month, likely I'm going to do research, will and testament requirements, and then the month after that is find a notary, and then the month after that schedule. It's just a way to actually move forward with the life admin tasks that we tend to push back and not get done, and then it's the end of the year and you haven't really done a lot of the big things that you have to get done. Then in terms of the daily pages, again, functional planner. So mostly my daily task, I have a reminder for the habits and my tasks for the day, things I have to get done, and also a little space for my business. I also use Notion, which is is the hub for my business, but I sometimes like having the visual reminder in my planner that when I'm planning out the day or moving through the day, I can remember all the things I want to get done. In this part up here, I put in appointments or things that I know are happening. And the other thing that I've been starting to do, as you can see here, there's text in some of them, is kind of like the astrological prediction of the day. I've been getting really into it. So it's just kind of fun to see, okay, this day there's something going on or whatever else. So it's just like a fun little thing that for me adds a little bit of whimsy to my day and to my life. And I really enjoy it a lot. So like I said, functional planner, every single day I have my schedule, space at the bottom for brain dump for things that I want to remember, like buying toilet paper or looking into a specific supplement that I might want to get. Very simple. I have space for brain dumps. I was getting overwhelmed yesterday, so I wrote down the different trips that I have coming up, a quick brain dump of like, okay, for my trip for work, I need 4 outfits. What shoes am I going to take? And then this summer I have a trip in Europe, some ideas of that. And it's just like a space for me to put my brain onto paper. That way I can take a little breath and know that the information, I can refer back to it and flip back to it and know where it's going to be. I also added these habits cards. So I broke down my morning and evening routine. I clarified what I want to do every single day. And I had this as a simple reminder every single day to refer back to. That way I can stay on track with my habits as well. So the daily pages are very much functional planning. I also have pages where for the weekend I don't have a very detailed to-do list because it's the weekend, but I have tasks that I want to get done sometime. This is another example of it. Some habits that I wanted to do, some things, joy. So in terms of like hobbies and like doing my bullet journal update, life things that I wanted to get done. So it's just like a general to-do list for the weekend. I also am going to keep writing recipes. I don't think I have a recipe written in here just yet. Out of one recipe. So some of the pages I don't always use, and I was trying to find a way to use my planner as much as possible because it is pricier. It's also a journal that I really enjoy using because I love the size, love the paper. I just love everything about it. So I decided I'm going to write recipes, especially on the pages that are empty, because when I try a new recipe, I don't necessarily want to put it in my recipe book, but I want to test it out and see if I like it. And then if I do, then I can put it in my recipe. I also prefer having this laid out on paper instead of having to keep grabbing my phone when my hands are dirty and I'm baking. So it's also nice to have that. Going a little bit more analog versus digital is also really nice for me. And at the beginning of the year, I actually took me a little while to get into my Hobonichi Cousin. I only started mid-January, which is fine, but this actually gives me a lot of flexible pages to write a lot of recipes. So I thought this was really, really nice and just a good way to make use of my planner. The other thing that I love about the Hobonichi Cousin details that I added to help me are these tabs that I got from the Coffee Monsters Go for each month. And then you have for the yearly, monthly, weekly, daily spreads as well. And these brass tabs that I got, I think they're from Midori. They're on my Amazon storefront if you're interested in them. But I tried a few of them and these are my favorites because they're very, very thin. They don't add bulk. I already add a lot of bulk with all the stickers or the washi tape that I add. So I really like these brass tabs. I have one for my daily page, for the weekly one, and then for the monthly, and then for the yearly where I have my habits, it's just a lot easier. So I do recommend, if you do have a Hobonichi Cousin or Hobonichi Weeks even, these brass tabs are actually really, really great. And in the back of my Hobonichi Cousin, I actually don't have very, very much. As much as I appreciate the pages that they added, I don't use them very much. So if you have any ideas of what to do, let me know because it does feel like a little bit of a waste. The only thing that I have is my big master list for 2026, things, life admin tasks that I have to get done. For now, I only have will and testament. The other thing I have to get done is spring cleaning because I live in a house now and I planted tulips and I want to garden this summer, so I'll have to do that and do a bit of research. So these are just the life admin tasks and a little space for me to write those things down so I can refer back to them. So that's how I'm using my Hobonichi Cousin as a functional planner. Let me know if you have any questions. I have a few other videos about them and plan with me videos to show you how I do that in practice. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye for now.